Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of TTS XBOX Podcast, episode 2. Your dirt. What does TTS stand for?
Talk that shit.
Talk that shit, as you can see at the bottom, bro. So, what is going on, my brother Dirt? What is going on, my bro? How you been?
I'm good, man. How about yourself, man? Thanks for having me on your show, TTS Podcast, episode 2. Hey, man.
Tools. It sounded like you said the tools.
Episode 2s. Yeah,
Nah, it's
thanks for
awesome.
having me, bro.
No, it's awesome. You're always welcome. You know that. And amazing show there on Monday, WBG last week with Tim Dog on, and we got some great information, some great insight as well. And it was a great show. Let's be honest, one of my favorite shows. Whenever Tim Dog comes on WBG, it's always an amazing show. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Tim Dog is the man, and he said a lot of great things, had a lot of great info. Shout out to Tim. Great stories. Man, yeah, listen back to the show if you guys haven't listened back to last Monday's episode of WBG. Good shit.
Yeah, on your channel, definitely. Hey, Rodimus, what is going on, my brother? It's been a minute since we talked. Do you know what? You sent me a happy birthday. And I thought, do you know what? Let me just get A. Rodimus in as well, because I know he's busy at this time, but today you was available. So what's going on, bro?
Yo. How you doing, man? I'm doing great, doing good. So it's one of those things where, hey, I don't have any meetings today. I am monitoring my systems, and yeah, I'm here to talk about some games. So test out my mic too.
Yeah, do you know what? Your mic does sound a lot better. It's sounding good, bro.
That's probably why I haven't been invited on the show in the first place, right?
Yeah, 100%, bro. What's going on? Let's see who's in the chat, man. There we got the millions in the chat. We got MJ Hernandez. What is going on, man? Do you know what? He always there, day one, bro. He's always one of the first people in the chat, especially on your show as well.
MJ, what's up, bro? Thanks for supporting, man.
We got Johansson, aka Tits. He could join, but you know what? It is what it is, bro. So I want to get into a topic we talked about on WBG, and one of the topic was about how Pete Hines was saying, I'm sorry because you can't get to play, and Aaron Greenberg was like, do you know what? I'm not sorry. But One of the things I want to talk about, Tim Dog brought here up, and he was talking about Phil Spencer. And we know, like, over the years, Phil's been like, oh, we all should get together, play together, cross platforms, unite all gamers. I don't want to keep time exclusive, that type of content off other platforms. But what Tim was saying, he's kind of changed his tune. He's understand the business. When the competition is taking content, doing time exclusive for 2 years, you got to change your ways. So what's your take on that, lad? Do you think Phil has seen the light and he's going to change his ways?
Well, yeah, like, first off, let me say, if you guys hear background noise, my wife just cut the air on and shit, so I hope it isn't too loud.
That's so good.
But look, yes, see, this is just my personal opinion. Obviously, I don't know anything for a fact, but it just seems to me that over time, when Phil most likely saw some of Sony tactics, whether it was the crossplay fiasco, how they didn't want to do crossplay, and now the only way they will do it if you cut them a check, right? Yep. All of these timed exclusives, like Sony is doing timed exclusive deals intentionally and specifically to stop these games from going to Xbox, because every single one of those timed exclusive games is on PC, right? Yep. Whether it's Final Fantasy 16, Deathloop, Tokyo, like Ghostwire Tokyo, they tried to get Starfield. So they're doing these timed exclusive deals to keep these games off of Xbox. And after so long, I don't care how nice you are, bro, but if somebody keep on poking you with a stick, eventually you're going to say, you know what? Fuck them.
Yep.
You know what? You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Especially when you're at the point where you have the full company behind you and you're investing in studios, you're buying this, and bro, you have a service, Xbox Game Pass, that you want people to subscribe to. So if you're up here talking about, well, I don't want to do this, I don't like this type of exclusives, no, damn all that shit. You have a service that you want people to subscribe to, so you got to be more aggressive. And I love that Phil seems to be more aggressive. Xbox in general is definitely more aggressive. And when they last September like when they bought ZeniMax, that's when you say, "Oh shit, Xbox is serious about this. They're way more aggressive." And I hope that continues, and I think it will continue because at this point, some of Sony tactics, I mean, they're probably just pissing off Phil Spencer and those guys even more. So,
no, that's the thing that we got to understand. We understand time exclusive, 1 year, 6 months. That's part of the business, and I'm glad he's realizing that. But one of the things it was content. Like, give me a prime example. Something like Destiny, when they were holding content for a full year, people actually believe a game like Destiny was exclusive to the PlayStation platform, but it wasn't, and they were holding content for a year. And I'm glad like Phil's understanding the business. Like, do you know what? When the competition doesn't give a shit about you, you got to look after your own fan base before you look at other people's fan base. And I'm glad like he started to see that. So Erodimus, what's your take on that? Kind of seeing what we've been hearing about behind the scene, and we've seen like Aaron Greenberg say, "I'm not sorry," and we're hearing that Phil change his tune right now, and he's not. He's gonna do this time exclusive. He wants to get this content unlocked. So, what's your take on that? Is it the right move?
Yeah, it's always the right move when you own your own content, when you own your own IPs. I think it's just a change in the guards on how they do business because, you know, speaking to some Microsoft employees or so like that myself, it's one of those things where, hey, if you build your own stuff, if you have your in-house where you own the property, you can do anything you want to. And then instead of having these time exclusives where you don't own the IP or the company gets bought by Sony or whatever, or Tencent as they're like the elephant in the room right now, this perpetuates, hey, we need to do our own things. And that investment in the $7.5 billion in the ZeniMax was showing that changing of the tune that they did from the 360 days where, yeah, they were doing second party deals all the time, but then they never bought the creators of Mass Effect. I forget, BioWare. They never bought BioWare. They never bought Remedy. Those companies, and eventually they just lost out on it. And now they have the attitude of, hey, let's not depend on second party and third party deals, exclusivity. Let's just make our own stuff. And the view of Game Pass is, if you buy it and you put that content in there, you don't have to worry about it ever leaving. And that's the one thing with the third party things. Hey, they may be in there for 6 months to a year, but your own stuff can be in there forever. So,
no, definitely, bro. Was it just when it comes to content is key. And to do that with your own service, you need exclusive content. You can't be borrowing. You can't be doing. It's not. Look, time exclusive is cool, but to have your own content that stays there permanent, when you don't have to worry about 6 months to a year, it leaves the service.
Right.
That was key, and this is why that's why they spent $7.5 billion last year on ZeniMax, and that was a major move.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something there?
Yeah. A-Rod just made some great points, man. Like Netflix, their original content stays there. It never leaves. Just like Xbox first party content will stay there. Excuse me. And like you said, third party comes and goes, but the first party content is going to stay there. And he also said something about the 360 generation that he was absolutely correct on. Xbox did a lot of second party deals, third party exclusives, timed exclusives. And as you see, over time, that came back to bite them in the ass. Right? Having no first party studios doing all these third party studios. But what happens? BioWare. Xbox didn't pick them up, but guess who picked them up? EA. Boom. BioWare is doing multiplats now, right? Remedy. Nobody picked them up, but they were doing Xbox exclusives. Then eventually, boom, they're doing multiplats now. So having that first party content is extremely important. First party teams, and Xbox clearly agrees with what they've been doing lately. And I think Phil Spencer obviously was around on the 360 generation, and he noticed that, like, damn, all of these great games that we had wasn't ours. Like besides Halo and hell, Gears wasn't even theirs in the 360 generation. You know what I'm saying? So I think the aggressive tone that Xbox is doing right now is, I think a combination of tons of things, like maybe PlayStation business practices, looking back at the 360 generation, and it's all about Game Pass. That's the root to all of this shit, Xbox Game Pass. So.
No, definitely, bro. Just let me give a shout out to Digital. So, what's going on? He said happy birthday. We got Bane and chat. He goes, "What up, Sean? What up, there? Let's talk that shit." Yeah, we're definitely going to be talking that shit, but definitely, bro. When you look at the 360 generation, you were right, bro. Besides Halo, the rest was and Turn 10. Obviously, they built Turn 10 up
And
with the Forza game.
And Fable.
And Fable, but look what happened, bro. Gears wasn't part of Microsoft at that point. You got like what's the other game as well? Bro, one thing you always talk about, they had the Mass Effect trilogy there. They actually had that in games. They're one of the greatest series. When everybody talks about Mass Effect, they always talk about one of the best trilogies around. They could have had that, but look, they managed to get Gears. Obviously, Coalition. They made Coalition into the Gears studio. But Phil was 100% right. Like what Rodimus is saying, these times are exclusive. It bit them in the ass in the future, and I'm glad they invested into these studios and making first party content.
Yeah,
and hopefully they have to, and hopefully they won't suffer what they suffered in the Xbox One generation. But that's crazy. That what's going on, Johansson? Second party deals were that's what they always. When you rely on that, it catches up to you. When you have a service like Game Pass, that does not work. You gotta fill in your own content. You can't rely on other people's content. And prime example, Rodimus, like Netflix, they went all in doing Netflix exclusive. What do you want to say, bro?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the trajectory of Netflix and how they started, and I mean, they were a DVD rental service through the mail, right? But then when they focused straight on streaming services, most of their stuff was still all third-party content. So all the thing that Netflix was basically if a DVD or a movie was coming into video or DVD, I mean, that you was like, okay, hey, is that movie coming to Netflix? I don't have to buy it. And that was it. But then they started progressing better or growing more once they start producing their own first-party content where they didn't have to worry about it coming out. And as you saw, when they start producing their own first-party content, every company start imitating them. You got Disney Plus now, you got Paramount Plus, where they start moving all of their content out of Netflix because it was such a great service. Now that might change the other way around once the number of subscribers of Game Pass go up, where you see more Outriders or MLB The Show content comes into Game Pass because they want that user base. They want those people in there because they are buying those microtransactions. They are buying content from those games where the barrier entry is not paying that $60 or $70 game price tag. So those are the things where new games like we got Back 4 Blood coming in. We just had Dark Alliance. Now the only thing is when I think Mr. Matty Plays or something like that stated was the quality of these third-party deals that's coming into Game Pass. That's the only barrier to entry is, okay, we don't want broken games coming into Game Pass. We want these third-party deals to show up, but we don't want broken games to show up. And the way Microsoft needs to hurry up and come up with alleviating that is they're making sure that first-party games are not broken. They're great quality going into Game Pass. And that's one thing. Absolutely. You have great quality with Stranger Things, and they started off with I forget that political
House of Cards.
House of Cards was a great show that came in. So those are the things where, hey, first party needs to be hitting on all cylinders, and that may start with Psychonauts in July. I think it's July.
August 25th. Yeah.
Okay, August.
Flight Simulators next month.
Oh yeah, Flight Simulator. We already know that's already going to be a hit. But Flight Simulator, The Ascent. I know that's third party, but The Ascent, the Psychonauts, and then on forward. So
yeah. And you know what? I gotta say something right quick, Sean.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
A-Rod is absolutely right, man. Because if you really try to compare what Netflix is doing now, all the third parties is definitely not quality, right? I've seen some shit on Netflix, some absolute shit. And even some of the original content, everything is not going to be a 10. Everything is not going to be fire. But what's important is Xbox, their first party is quality. Like you said, not there might be some games that's not for you. First party games like Sea of Thieves is not for me, but there's other games that is for me. Just to have a variety of different games for different people, I think is extremely important. And quality is important too. If it's a game that you just don't like, you just don't like it. But if the game is broken and shit and everything else, you can't even play the damn game. That's something else. So I do think that's important to make sure the quality is decent in Xbox Game Pass.
100%. That's key. Key is all about quality. You can have your fluff in there. Same time, Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, you name HBO. Not everything's gonna be a hit.
Right.
People subscribe. Like when it came to HBO Max, what was the main thing? Game of Thrones. Disney Plus, fair place to Disney Plus. What they're doing with the Marvel TV shows right now, they seem to be knocking it out of the park. And obviously, what they did, they took the license from Netflix, because Netflix had Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and what did they do? When it comes to competition, you have to take away. You got to take away that stuff and put it on your own platform.
It's competition.
It's competition. A-Rod's 100% right. We want that quality, and I'm hoping like this is why they maybe give a 1 year release day, 1.5 years for Starfield, because that's one of the most hyped games that's coming out, especially from the ZeniMax deal from Bethesda.
Yeah.
So they got 1.5 years there to polish the shit out of that, finish what they need to put into that game, and we're expecting massive things from that game. A lot of people are interested in that game, definitely, and the only way you're gonna play that game is to get into the ecosystem, and that's the only option there.
That's it, man. That's it. That's what they want to do. If you want to play this game, get into the ecosystem. Point blank, period. All that crying and saying it's going to be a timed exclusive, shut that shit up. If you want to play Starfield, you have a few options. Get an Xbox console, or Xbox Series console, get a PC, cloud stream, and hell, by that time, the cloud streaming, you could probably play it on your original Xbox One through cloud streaming.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy, that, bro.
So hey, man.
I think, and one of the biggest things, because if you think of the DNA of Microsoft, they're engineers, right? They're
software engineer.
Yeah, they're corporate engineers, software engineers. So they don't think about storyline. Now they have developers in-house that actually think about building story, building character, building narrative in their product. And that's one thing that Sony has, is because they have that movie side of the house where they can gather story writers and people that actually build narrative on building character developments. Because you don't have really with Microsoft outside of Halo, Master Chief, what other character do you have a connection with? And that's one thing that, with ZeniMax, the ZeniMax deal is Microsoft has brought in creators that actually can build narrative of making connection with their characters. And I think that's the biggest part of this deal is, hey, we got story writers in-house, because Microsoft can be the best, I use this analogy. They're that sit-down hamburger joint and everybody enjoys it. But you tell them to go make a steak and they don't make steaks. So now they went and bought Perry's Steakhouse, and now they can make steaks as good as anybody else. And that's the deal what they have here. And I think what Phil is, since he has a seat at the big table and his budget aligns, say, hey, I need this to actually, this amount of money every year to actually build out, buy these new studios, instead of going through a third party like he did with Terry Myerson or so like that, where his primary goal was to get Windows and Windows Phone up, and whatever's left, let me send it to gaming. Now gaming is in the forefront, where Satya Nadella is actually promoting it, and with their most visible product, Windows, Microsoft is actually promoting gaming into this system. So,
A-Rod, sorry to jump in, but as a guy like you work in business, obviously I don't put it out there, but I know you work in the IT business and that. When you see someone, the CEO or someone like Satya Nadella, wearing a Halo Infinite hoodie, announcing like we all in gaming. You work for a big company. Like, how is that? Like, is that insane to see someone like that is from who never give a shit about gaming? Look, he's not a big gamer, but he doesn't probably even play games. But someone like that who didn't even care about gaming, and as of right now in 2021, talking about doubling down, wearing a Halo Infinite. Is it crazy to see a CEO doing something like that in a
Well,
big business like that?
a lot of times the CEO, they may say in-house, a lot of times in the meetings in-house or so like that. But then when they go to the public stage and it's your division and they're promoting your division on the public stage for the whole world to see, that is a great sign that they have your back, because you don't want to be on the point where they're saying things in-house like, oh, we enjoy gaming, but then next thing you know, we're getting our budget cut.
Yeah,
We're going in a new direction, or we're firing our leadership that we love or so like that. We're going in a new direction, or we're putting you under some other entity or so like that. So it's when your CEO is promoting you as your biggest cheerleader, and that wasn't the only time. I mean, he had a bunch of Master Chiefs standing behind him in the yard one day, promoting Xbox at one point. But
right.
to have the reaffirmation, that he's
Doubling
saying,
down.
hey, he's doubling down and saying, hey, we support gaming and we support Xbox. That's always key, especially and it makes you work harder and say we want to produce the better products, because we know the spotlight is on us. It's not on for Microsoft. It's not on Azure at this time. It's not on Office, but it's on gaming.
Yeah, that's insane, man. I love seeing that from where we were a few years back to see it right now. It's amazing. And one of the things I brought up on WBG, I was looking at the value proposition for Game Pass. The Game Pass is $120 a year. Rodmus, $120 a year. As of right now, 6 months, we're 6 months in. Right now, next month, we're getting games like Flight Simulator, The Ascent, Psychonauts 2, Back for Blood, Halo Infinite, maybe The Gunk, Forza Horizon 5. As is them, that's worth $300 to $400. What's
Woohoo!
$300 to $400? There's a lot more game. 12 minutes there as well. The game we're looking forward to.
Oh,
12 minutes
I
as
can't
well.
wait.
I'm just saying, Arod, because I mentioned it to you there, but Arod, what's your take on seeing something as a family man to see a value proposition, $120, you get that many games and more in the space of 6 months? How insane is that?
Oh, it's great because it saves money in my pocket. So it actually affords me to go buy other games that's not in Game Pass. I don't have to pick and choose and say, okay, I want to buy the gunk, but do I want to buy the gunk or do I want to buy
12 minutes. Yeah.
12 minutes or so like that, or even games that's not in Game Pass? I actually can go out and say, try Rift Breakers. I saw that's coming to Game Pass. Like you said, those games, the affordability, especially I have 4 boys, but 3 of them play Xbox all the time,
Yeah.
and it's me not worried about them. It's like they all play Roblox and Minecraft and Fortnite all the time. But hey, go try this new game. Hey, this game we can download in Game Pass. You can try it. You can go try Gunk or the Ascent,
Right.
things of that nature, without saying I have to buy it and just wonder if it never gets touched only by me. But they can go try new games. And this week they actually tried new games. They can go out and try new games because I don't have to worry about buying it, but it's already in the service I'm already paying for it. And I have 2 subscriptions to Game Pass because I have four Xbox players in the household. So.
Right.
Good shit, man. Like when I mention them games, a guy, you're a gamer, you're a big gamer. When you pay like 120, or if you're Game Pass Ultimate, you pay more. When I talk about them games like Fly Simulator, it might not be your game, but you'll give it a try.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
Ascent, 12 minutes, Gunk, Back for Blood, Outriders, MLB. When I mention all these games, and you think, holy shit, I'm only paying $120 to $180 a year,
Yeah.
and I'm getting all of these games that are worth $400, $500, $600. What do you think? Like, what does your mind think? Like, holy shit! Like, look at the savings I'm doing. Like, what's your take on that?
Bro, as a 44-year-old man, an adult with a mortgage, kids, got to doing it in college and shit like that. You know, you have to really sit back and think about this, right? Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you the games like if Game Pass didn't exist, right? I'm going to tell you the games I would have bought this year. Halo Infinite, that's $60, right? Yep. Forza Horizon 5, I would have definitely bought that. That's another $60. 12 minutes, what, maybe $40 or something?
Yeah.
The Gunk is a game I would have definitely bought. Not to include like some of them, like Back 4 Blood is a game I would have bought. But it's going to be in Game Pass day one. Crazy. So those are just some off.
Psychonauts as well.
Psychonauts 2 is a game I've definitely because I love the first one. Is another game I would have bought. So just do the math. Now these are just the games I'm thinking off the top of my head. Those games I would have most definitely bought with my own money. But instead,
that's over $200+ already there without thinking of over your head, you know.
Yeah, so you have to really think about it. Because I saw a guy on Twitter. I think he was a player. Well, he was a PlayStation guy. He had like maybe 8 or 9 games in his hand and said, "This is my Game Pass."
Yep.
That makes no sense. You bought all of those games with your own money. Yes, Game Pass is not free, but $10 to $15 a month, especially if you include Game Pass Ultimate, which you're paying for Xbox Live Gold also. Yep. Bro, let's think about this for a second. He said, "This is my Game Pass." And bro, the console war is one thing, right? I get it. You know, we go back and forth. But if you sit down and be an adult for a second and think about what Xbox Game Pass is offering. Yes, if you don't like Xbox, okay, Xbox Game Pass is not for you. But at the same time, for guys to say Game Pass is shit, it's just not for you, right? I mean, if you don't like the 4-for-4 deal at Wendy's, it's not for you. But there's 100%. Tons of other people that would love the 4-for-4 deal at Wendy's, right? So in my opinion, it's just Xbox Game Pass is one of the best things that happened in a long time. And the future of Xbox Game Pass is going to be absolutely incredible, man. So yes.
It's insane, yeah. To see that value as a family man as well. Will, are you there? What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's happening, boys? Chilling.
Will
the man. What's going on? The winter. Everybody gets, even we guys name wrong. The winter shoulder.
The winter shoulder.
Hey, what's going on, bro? You good?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, man.
It's awesome. I'm glad you're here, man. Just to summarize what A-Rod and the Dirt was saying, when we mention games like, let's start from the beginning, just say like Outriders, MLB, Flight Simulator, Psychonauts, all the Yakuza games, Yakuza Like a Dragon just dropped, Back 4 Blood and Halo Infinite and Horizon. When you see them games dropping in a service for $120 or $180 if you want to get the Ultimate, how crazy is that to you? The same as you make if you're a Game Pass subscriber.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous value, man. That's like I don't know. It's like having it's almost like imagine if like you pair it with like Xbox Live. Like if you compare it to that, like you get way more value out of that compared to like a live subscription. But since you can convert it, it actually kind of works out either way. But yeah, it's a great value, man. So you can't really beat that. Nothing on PlayStation really gets that close. I mean, I know there's PS Now, but the way they release their games is not the same. It's very kind of sporadic. There's nothing like the way they release their new stuff. I mean, I guess if you combine the value of PS Now and PS Plus, it's about equal. But I don't know. I think the Xbox Game Pass value is way better. It's like one of the best ones, actually. It's hard to beat that.
Yeah, you can't beat him. And it's just crazy. Like some games, you be on the fence. And other games, like say you beat at day one. And one of the games me and Dirk managed to play, we actually completed and we really enjoyed it, to be honest. It was Outriders Dirk. We put like 35, 40 hours into that shit.
Yeah, and that's a game I wouldn't have bought, you know. So like think about the things that we're talking about now, the games that we would have bought and how Game Pass saved us money. Also games we wouldn't have bought and played it because they were in Game Pass and we actually enjoyed them. So there's two aspects to Game Pass that we can really talk about, like the games that we would have bought with our own money but save money, and the games we wouldn't have bought but actually played the games and enjoyed them because they were in Game Pass. So
yeah, that's one thing I absolutely hate when they say we like to buy games, we don't like to rent them. If you're paying for a service like that, and I just don't understand exactly what when you come to analogies there, obviously me and you are shit. Well, you shit at it, definitely. You definitely shit at that. But what Sue said, what Sue said was bang on. Is that going to a buffet place and that, and said no, I'll pay per plate instead of paying that one-time fee.
Yeah, I'll pay per plate. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
So
man.
like that was a good ass analogy Sue made, but he's right. Just imagine you can pay what I don't know, like $30 for all you can eat. But nah, I'd rather pay $10 per plate.
It doesn't make sense, and it's insane. The while young Game Pass is just gonna get better and better when you get a Bethesda game dropping in day and day as well. It's gonna be insane.
But the crazy part, crazy part I always hear is that I support the devs. But then turn around and have a game share partner. I don't understand.
Right.
That.
Oh shit! Talk that shit. Talk that shit. Let me put that.
How do you have a game share partner? And you talking about Game Pass? You're not buying the game anyway. You're paying half price. So
right.
And then beat the game and turn around and send it to GameStop. It's like so you're renting a game basically. You pay $70 and you get $20 back from GameStop. So I was like, I never understood the argument. Like, I know you understand whatever is valuable to you is you. I know like Special Nick or Special Ed or whatever we call himself. He posted on Twitter the other day how he platinum Ratchet and Clank in 2 weeks, but he said it could have took him like 3 days to do it. But it was $110 in Australian for him.
Oh shit!
And he's just saying, how does a 6-hour game, find that value? And we're paying more and more for stuff that we're getting less time with, and a game that doesn't have the. I still understand platinum. Platinum is just a trophy chasing, but it's one of those things where you just play the game once or you play it for your enjoyment, but what extra value is the developers giving you? And we should be demanding more from our developers, these game studios, to put more content to make these games a little bit longer or so like that, where we get full value for the game. And whatever value is to you, I mean, $70, if you, God bless you, if you want to pay $80 for a game or so like that, but you can't knock a service that say, hey, if you pay us a subscription, you can get all you can eat. All you can eat.
All you can eat, so many different options.
Yeah, so many different options. Hey, Sue, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, heard somebody say my name, so for some reason I just woke up. And then I tune in. Yeah.
So this is for you. This is what you sound like. Look at the bottom there. What does it say? What does it say, Sue? iPhone is dog shit.
Oh man. You really can't hear me?
No, we can't.
No. He just always Sue, but what he said, but like we was talking about you because that analogy that you said last week at WBG about the buffet.
Yeah.
Said, yo, I want to pay per plate. And that's I thought that was a good analogy, man, because that's how some guys act. Like, hey, I want to pay for my games. I want to do their use services like Spotify or iTunes or whatever. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Spotify is a damn game changer in my household. I have the family plan. My wife and kids, they all have their own little, playlist, and it's a game changer for a monthly fee. Now that's the one thing about Game Pass that Spotify has the advantage over it. Every damn song you can think of, that bitch is in Spotify, right?
That's crazy, that bro.
So
that's crazy.
New music day and date, old music. So it's like a game changer. But I don't hear people say, I'd rather just buy a vinyl or I'd rather just still buy CDs. They don't sell them bitches no more, really. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why is it like in this console war? No, I'd rather just buy my games. I mean, that's fine. If you're a collector, I get it. But don't down us for liking Xbox Game Pass. Don't down us because we like Xbox Game Pass.
Listen, like, I don't know if you like. I mean, I'm sure y'all saw it, but like, they compiled a list of games on Game Pass. They said, "Oh, games on Game Pass are dog shit," or those are Game Pass fodder games and stuff. And they came out the list, and majority of the games is greens. So,
shit.
Okay. So their comeback was, well, it's from PlayStation. It's, okay, go ahead, buy all of them, buy all those hundreds of games that's on PlayStation. Also, yeah, go ahead. You're not gonna do it. So all this, that's like saying, oh well, my restaurant sells chicken wings too. Well, yeah, you got to pay per win. We get them included when we want, how we want. We can play them. We can take a bite and throw it away if we want to. We can test it out.
Right.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, bro, that's the thing.
And the way it's looking, okay. How long was Miles Morales? What, 6 hours, 8 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. Like how if you played the series already and you're used to it, how long is was it Demon Soul or is the not Demon Souls? What is it? Dark Souls? Whatever. No, Demon Souls. Yeah, that's a pretty short game. If you're into those games, you can beat them quickly because most of it is just dying. What's the next game? Godfall. You stopped playing that anyway, so that was about 2 hours. And then what's the last one that came out? Not the last one, but
Ratchet's the last one. Returnal.
Returnal. Like they say that's short, but they artificially make it longer by not letting you save. Like so, so basically, this gen is based on 20 hours of games. Like I'll take Game Pass. I'll take Game Pass.
Hey, Sue, TTS, bro.
TTS, talk that shit. No, but that's the thing, bro. You gotta understand. I reckon if we know this for a fact, bro. If the competition was doing such a great job as a service, like with PS now, if they were doing the same level as MS, bro, you know
these tapping so hard.
They be capping, bro. But you know what? I tell you what it is, Sue. The reason why I don't do it because they know it's a shit service, and let me give you an example why they think that, why they don't talk about it.
Stop it! Don't shoot that little motherfucker no more!
That's what they think of the service. Don't shoot. They know it's a dog shit service.
Well, they started out like that. At first, when Game Pass first came on, so we got that already. I'll have it. And then it kind of whittled down. They don't talk about PS Plus, PS Now no more.
That's insane, bro. But we can move along, bro. I don't know if Dirk did a nice video yesterday, and Phil did an interview on was it Drop Frames podcast?
Yeah, Drop Frames podcast. I never heard of it until yesterday, but hey,
that's crazy to see that. And obviously, they did an interview before the launch of the Series X series consoles as well. So
yeah, I think I heard of them, but I don't think they're big in particular, like compared to other. You know,
I think they're pretty big, I believe. And he was talking about a couple of things about the benchmark when you got all these internal studios. And like when someone like Playground Games, he brought up like when you look at Horizon 5, the other studios will look and say, oh shit, I want to kind of reach that bar. This is the level where we need to be. I want to be on that level. What's your take on that? Like, Sue, I'll start with you. When you look at all these internal studios, and obviously they all talk over, obviously because of COVID, they do the Zoom calls and they talk about this is the benchmark. Like, look at what Horizon 5 is doing with the Playground. What Playground is doing with Horizon 5. What's your take when other studios are looking at that? Is that like motivation to be better, to be the best studio in Microsoft?
I mean, I don't know if you've ever played a team sport before. Or if you're a part of a team and you see another team at your school doing a thing, but you can't help but have this natural motivation to be superior. Like say you're on a football team, and then you see the basketball team over there talking. She's like, "No, this is my school. I'm gonna be the one that gonna represent the school. When they think of this school, they're gonna think of us." Or it might be a sports team. You might have somebody that's thinking they're the nicest on your squad, and you say, "Nah, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show coach that I'm better." So it's not necessarily a bad competitiveness. It's a driving competitiveness, and I think that when you see stuff like that, you must say, "Okay, I got to step my shit up." When you see somebody that's on your team doing some crazy stuff, you're gonna be in awe, and you're gonna say, "You know what? I need to get like them." And it kind of motivates you, and so they're on the same team, so they can actually share that technology. Yeah. Like if they need help doing stuff, they can just reach out and get stuff done quicker. So it's not as much of a barrier, as far as getting stuff done. So yeah, I think it's definitely like a good thing once you see like somebody in your squad, putting stuff out there like that. Because I want all the teams to feel that way. Because if there's one team that's gonna have like some dog shit games, and the other teams are like, come on, we just showed you what we can do. Pick yourself up. So yeah, it's definitely something that's definitely good. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll go to Will. So Will, when you Forza Horizon 5, the most anticipated game it was at E3, the most anticipated game. When Phil talks about like when they're showing off the game and the other teams are looking at this and that's the benchmark. This is where you want to be. What's your take on that? What do you think like when they see Playground Games doing something with Horizon 5, the way that game is looking? What do you think the motivation for the other team, like the other studios, will be? Do they want to be the best?
Well, that's surprising that that was the game of the show E3. It was like, what was it? That's what it was, game of the show.
Yeah, in most anticipated game. Yeah,
That's a bit yeah. That's pretty crazy. I mean, hopefully it has the same kind of competition that they have at the Sony studio side, because that way all the studios can be like, hey, look at what Playground's doing. We got to up our game.
yeah.
And imagine when Fable has that preview coming out. That's going to be awesome. So they're going to be like, wow, look at what the Fable's doing. We got to get our stuff up to snuff, you know. So I mean, there's like a lot of studios though. So it's gonna be a crazy competition between like Unreal Engine and the Forza Tech and what's the other ones? There's
id Tech as well. id
Yeah,
Tech as
id
well. Yeah.
Tech. Yeah, there's that one. 343. Usually they're probably not going to use their engine for any other games, which I mean, I would be surprised. But there's that. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I mean, plus we got Halo coming up, so that's going to set. We'll see how it sets another benchmark.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, it looks great at 60 frames, and like the cutscenes look amazing. So I think hopefully actually 343 sets like the benchmark for all the other developers, and they follow, because I think 343 has a lot more to prove than any other developer.
Yeah, it's because Halo's like the number one game. That's the baby, and that's what everybody looks up to. I'll go to you, bro. You send the interview. You listen to. You did a great video on that as well. When the other studios and Phil talks about like, look at what Playground Game is doing with Horizon and what they're gonna be doing with Fable as well. How excited is he? When the other Microsoft teams, Sue's dropped out. Right?
Yeah.
When the other Microsoft teams are looking at it and say, look, here's what Playground Game is doing with Horizon 5. How excited are you as a guy who loves a preferred platform, all the studios that Microsoft has got as well? When the other studios are looking and they're sharing the tech as well, how excited does that make you like for the other studios? They could become on that level as Playground Games.
Yeah, man. A friendly competition, right? Yes, like they're all part of one team, which is great. But at the end of the day, we're all human and we're all competitive. You know, because look, if my friend is doing some great things in his life, like, damn, man, he has a 6-figure job, like six figures a year job. He's doing this, he's doing that. Part of me be like, damn, you know what? He's motivating me to do better with myself. Now, there's some people that might be jealous, but then there's other people like, you know what? I'm going to motivate myself and get better at my craft. And I'm assuming that some of these guys at Xbox Game Studios are seeing like things like Forza Tech, like, oh my God, that looks absolutely amazing. You know what, guys? Let's try to be comparable to these great looking games that Forza's that Turn 10 and Playground Games, the things that they're doing. So I believe it can only be good, because you don't want all of these great studios doing great things and then your game looks like shit. Right? You're like, oh man, you part of Xbox Game Studios. Oh goodness, what the fuck is this shit? Like for example, I think about a game like Days Gone. I really like Days Gone a lot, but if you look at what other Sony studios were doing, people looked at Days Gone like it was the piece of shit,
yeah,
as Sony.
bro.
Like Sony Santa Monica, God of War, amazing. Naughty Dog, their games are amazing. Guerrilla Games, their games are amazing. And Sony being, what is this shit? This isn't up to our standard. So at the end of the day, being up under one roof will help those other studios. And it's all about competition, man. Friendly competition amongst each other, So yeah, definitely. I think it's going to help and make the games even better.
No, 100%, bro. Hey, Rodham, are you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry.
So this, like what we were saying about Playground Games, everybody kept talking about what Playground Game is doing with Horizon 5, especially at E3. and that was the most anticipated game. But like what Dave was saying, when it's friendly competition, when all the studio heads get together and they see what the other studios are doing, they go, right, I want to be doing that. How did you manage to do that? Or tell us what did you do to achieve that, the way the game looks. And one of the studios I want to bring up is Compulsion Games. They said to the team, like Phil and the team, that we don't want to be a double A, we want to be triple A. We want to make a triple A game. We want to be up there with the top dogs. So when you see they're sharing tech like Playground Games and Compulsion Game is talking about they want to be the top tier devs as well, how does that make you feel as an Xbox fan when with all these studios underneath Microsoft?
I mean, it makes you feel great for the investment in the system. So, because if the studios are communicating with each other and they're seeing what the other studios are doing, like y'all said, is how can I do that or how can I top that? And that's one thing they always say: how can I top that? I want to be that highlight studio in these meetings or so like that with this tech. Like if we're seeing Rare with their water, or you seeing Playgrounds with their photorealistic, backgrounds and things. They say, oh, we can use that, but we can expound upon that or so like that. And that's the things where these companies, these studios are seeing, and they're actually, and now they have the funding and backing. They don't have to go out and shop for, publishers or things of that nature where they have to get funding. They already have the funding in place. They're building out these studios to I think Compulsion was only like 20 people or something like that, but they've been doing on a hiring frenzy or so like that.
Where and a new studio.
You got a new studio, and look at Ninja Theory. They just got a new studio as well, and they're given time to build out these games to make great experiences for the users or so. And that's the biggest part is they can build out new experience for the user base where what Sony has excelled at is with all these companies that, hey, they all figure out they got a formula where we all know how to make the same great type of game, but they're still competing with each other to top each other to make those games. And that's where I think this generation we're going to see probably a new design technology, new game concepts that come out from this because of the 23 studios. So
yeah, bro, it's insane to see what all the studios can do when they share in their technology, and obviously IdTech as well, what they can do with the cloud as well with that. I'll just in this interview, I'll go with Dirt on this one because he did a solid video. Check it out, guys, as well. Halo Infinite, they asked him. They said it was kind of weird or kind of funny not to see a confirmed date. Like Horizon 5 got a confirmed date. Halo Infinite, he said, yeah, we'll give a date till about the end of the summer. We'll have a date, and it'll be a couple of weeks. Why do you think they didn't give a date? And he mentioned that by the end of the summer, we'll have a window where we want to put it. Why do you think that? Do you have any ideas?
Well, just my personal opinion, they don't want to drop it on the same day as COD, right? I mean, because we already know that Battlefield 2042, they have their release day. I believe it's October
22nd, I think.
Yeah, October 22nd. So they know Battlefield's release date, but we don't know COD's yet. And we all know COD is an absolute monster. So this is just my personal opinion. I think Phil Spencer and those guys are like, yo, we do not want to drop it on the same day. Maybe within 2 weeks. let's like try to get it within 2 weeks of COD's release, because I really feel they don't want to, stop there. Like COD would take eyes off of Halo. Maybe Halo would take some eyes off of COD, but at the end of the day, you don't want to really find out, right? You want to separate those games.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to separate those games. So that's what I think. Because Phil even said, and plus they don't want to delay the game even a week. Would be some shit. If they delayed, say, I don't know, like say they say, yeah, Halo Infinite is coming out September 20th. Then they had to delay it to October 3rd or something like that. Even though that would be just like a week, people would talk shit and they would get some negativity. Like, oh, this game must not be ready. This game
is in trouble.
Shit. It's in trouble. So they want to avoid that. But at the end of the day, the game is coming out this year. I really believe the game is coming out this year. but they just wanted to avoid COD. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, MJ in the chat. MJ Hernandez makes a great point. One of the
Yep.
games,
Absolutely, bro.
they don't want to pull a Titanfall 2 because I got sandwiched in between them two
Yeah.
juggernauts, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, bro. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Granted,
I don't-
Titanfall isn't Halo, but still. Yeah.
But still, yeah. Well, Sue, since you're talking that shit, what's your take on that? Phil was saying he wants to be flexible. He doesn't want to give a confirmed date. End of the summer, we'll have something because we know Horizon 5 is coming on November 9th. So, do you think it's going to be before or after Horizon?
I personally think that it's not the same as before, where people try to get in before Black
Holidays.
Friday and stuff like that, because people aren't going to buy physical games and stuff, and you can literally get a game in an instant by clicking download. So I think the holiday release schedule it's not going to be the same because it's on Game Pass. So like I personally feel it might be December. And don't be surprised because we've seen a couple other games coming out in December that typically games never came out in December. And that would be enough space between COD. If the COD came out in the middle of November, 3 weeks, that's far enough out for it to be, breathing range. So, I mean, it might suck for like the Game Awards type stuff, but as far as the release date, I don't feel like December is a bad date. My only other date personally would have been September, but that's not really holiday. So I don't know how I feel about saying September, because I know Gears was perfectly fine coming out in September, and I know Horizon typically comes out in September, or not just Horizon, but like the Forza
car
games.
car games.
Yeah, they normally come out in September. But when they say holiday, it makes me feel like it's not going to be September. So yeah, I personally feel like if he said there's between a 3-week difference, and when they want to drop it, and say COD says the first week of November or second week of November, they might say, okay, push it out 2-3 weeks. So I personally think it's just going to be in December.
Yeah, it's possible, bro. It's just you got so many. Look, we're dealing with a pandemic still, and people are actually going back, and we still don't know where COD is landing. So, because Phil said he wants to be about the end of the summer, we'll have something a couple of weeks here and there. Plus, we don't know where COD is landing. We know Call of Duty is a juggernaut. Warzone is absolutely killing it. And as of right now, we don't know where Call of Duty is going to land, because Battlefield is coming out October 22nd. Call of Duty could land between there, and we got Horizon on November 9th. And we know, like, as a business, you don't want to be dropping 2 big AAA games in a Game Pass service, like, basically on the same day, maybe a week apart. But you never know. Like, what's your take on that? Do you think he's trying to avoid COD or try to avoid Battlefield?
Oh no, he's trying to definitely avoid. Like he knows the strength of COD, and typically they eat people's food in wintertime. Like so it was a surprise when COD didn't win last November. I think was it Valhalla or something like that, or Miles Morales, one of those.
Well,
But,
it was actually yeah, it was Valhalla that actually beat out COD.
Yeah.
But.
So
Right.
it might be the Warzone effect, where people said, I don't really care about the campaign anyway. I'm playing Warzone anyway. Maybe they're such Warzone fans that the regular stuff is not what they're looking for anymore. So I don't know. But I mean, you saw it with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, that game was already buggy when they pushed it back a couple weeks. I don't think it was because they were fixing shit. They were trying to get out of the way of some of them other games, and it still initially sold very well. And when did it release? Like the December like 9th or 10th or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, I mean, I could see a similar type of space, because they want to get out of the way of COD. They want to at least get to the point where, okay, you played COD already, and you want to hop in and try our game, and you say if you like, see which one you like better, rather than you played our game, COD came out, and now you're never coming back to Halo.
The only thing I can say. The only thing I can say about this is that, I mean, this is based on the old metric of people purchasing the game. Right. And right now, we're looking at a game that's going to be day and date in Game Pass with, at the time, it may be over 35 million subscribers that have access to the game day one. And I don't think 30 million people...
multiplayer is going to be free.
And the multiplayer is going to be free. And so you think COD? I think COD may sell 5 million in the first week or 10 million users at first or so like that. But
Yeah.
you think about Halo will have access to over 35 million, maybe 35 million users at the time, and that's not including Steam and I guess say Steam. But you think about that. To be scared of COD, it might be some other game that may be coming out that they're trying to give space for. But yeah, COD is always the big elephant in the room. Yeah. But you think about it, it's so much space because Valhalla showed after Warzone released that COD can be beat during that time frame, and it was beat.
Yeah, bro. Like, well, what's your take on that, bro?
Yeah, Rodimus and Tsunami make a really good point. There is kind of a big paradigm shift there in regards to just traditional sales and physical having to be there before Thanksgiving, like by Thanksgiving, before Christmas, and all that stuff. It's really interesting, especially like metrics wise. But yeah, I don't know. I think they're conscious of Call of Duty, but I mean, I don't know if they're going to be actively trying to avoid it like by a lot of time. Because they still have to schedule around Horizon 5 and whatever other third party.
Other big games coming out.
That's what I was gonna mention. Like if Horizon is if they're waiting for Horizon Day 2, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a big mistake.
Not Horizon 5. I mean like
Forbidden West.
Horizon
Forbidden West. That is kind of a factor as well. I mean, Horizon is a bit of a weird one. I think the mistake to release it in November. I think they should have flipped it to like September. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just depending on what the team is ready to release, like what time schedule, but they should have just basically put it, I think, in its traditional slot, which is like September or October, and then have November open for Halo in case, because usually when they say holidays between November and December, usually, I mean, October is very rare to call it a holiday, unless you want to say Halloween, but I doubt the game is really, that's kind of like weird, Sorry, Sean, go ahead.
No, it's difficult. It's definitely difficult, like, especially with the pandemic. That's why, like, I think if it wasn't for the COVID, you would have got Horizon making it September, early October day. Because of this, you got a couple of months delay, and that's why a lot of games are getting delayed. And I feel like Halo, it's a difficult one. He wants a couple of weeks. He does not want to lock down that date. He wants to be small, and I think that's what they're doing with the Forbidden West as well. They want to make sure they can make that day. If not, it's going to get delayed then. And they don't want that because when you give an official date, that's it. It's called a delay after that if you do push it back. It's interesting. Halo.
They really want it. I feel like they really want to do it on Halo's anniversary. But there's that's a nice story, or the game like it got cannibalized by other games. Yeah. So it's like
is it possible
I'll take a better.
Obviously, we've got Johansson saying his thanks. He'll be Thanksgiving, man.
Thanksgiving.
No, he's saying it's Thanksgiving, but is it possible that we know Jeff Keighley? Obviously, we all want to be there for the Game Awards. We want the games to make it, and we know, man, games come out past the day of Game Awards. They don't really. A year later, they don't really win. They don't get talked about then because it's been that long. Do you think, like, with Death Stranding, we know what Jeff Keighley did with that game? He gave it a longer, the cut-off date was longer than normal. Right. With Halo, do you think it's possible? Because obviously, like, Phil's got a bit of power. Like,
this punk ass ain't changing that shit.
Oh, shit.
No,
not for Halo.
Not for Halo.
The game he was in, maybe.
No, but so, like, do you like Halo? We know this is going to be one of the biggest Halo games coming out this year and the biggest launch. As a guy who's in charge of, like, we can't control the pandemic, but as a guy who wants to make a game of the year contender, do you want to put it in between that? Do you want to get it in before that cutoff date? Would you want to, like, put Halo there?
I mean, I guess you would want to, but at the end of the day, if you can't, you can't. I mean, what's more important? Your game being seen by as many people as possible, or whether it's nominated for Game of the Year? I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sometimes it is a business move. Like, you don't want to go against the juggernaut, your Battlefield. You got to remember, you got GTA 5 remastered coming out as well, remastered coming out as well.
The remaster, exactly.
That shit, that shit's gonna be selling. It's gonna sell like hotcakes.
Hey, Sean,
that shit.
John, and I'm part of the problem. I'm buying that shit again. I'm part of the problem,
bro.
bro.
I know, bro.
I'm not gonna be
Don't
at
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm part of the problem.
That's
Shit's
the
a
thing,
masterpiece.
bro. Yeah, it's a masterpiece, but it's like,
I feel
hell,
like
I
that
really
date
do.
I feel like that date is random anyway. Like, why? Like, I don't know. I feel like it should be more of like the end of the year type of an award. Like put that bitch at as late as possible when it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll get to see it maybe November time. Depends where COD, if COD does make it this year because of what's been going around the world. So we'll move along. Like, I'm gonna go.
They haven't showed COD, have they yet?
Yeah,
No,
they're
they
not
haven't.
showed COD, so
Yeah,
we
they
got no
haven't.
idea if he's gonna make it this year. Let's be honest.
No.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It might
and,
not. And you know what? I think they can skip because of Warzone.
What team are they working with? Because before it used to be 3 teams. Is it 2 now?
No,
Or
it's
is it like
it's still 3. It's Sledgehammer. Like last year was supposed to be Sledgehammer's game because their last game was World War II, which was good, by the way. But something happened where they couldn't do it last year, so I forgot. Like somebody else did it last year, but so it's Sledgehammer's year this year.
Right.
So they're doing them. But like I said, at the end of the day, Warzone is so successful that they can skip a year. In my opinion, I don't know if they would.
I think they can. I mean, with Halo though, I think what they have to do is just plant their flag firmly so that people know when it's coming out, and I think it actually has a better chance than ever because Halo hasn't been out for a long time. It's been on like almost 6 years. It's like 5 years, right? So they have a really good chance of kind of, I don't want to say overthrowing Call of Duty, but factoring in pretty big and getting people to start to play Halo again because it's been a while and people have been really looking forward to Halo. So
yeah, we gotta
they
remember
talk about franchise fatigue and they say Halo, Gears, and Forza. We had one Halo, this past generation.
yeah, one Halo.
we had two Gears, and Forza. Okay, I guess that one, but like Halo does not come out like the 360 days. Like this came out once a gen. Like so, it's not going to be that same. Oh, there's just another Halo game. Like no, I feel like it's at that point where people are wanting for it rather than just accepting the fact it's coming out. Like before, it's okay, another one's coming. Okay, cool. This one's like I want it to come out already. Like we've been starving.
Hey, you know what?
If you think about that logic, though, you got the games that like Madden, 2K, and COD that come out every year. People buy them more because they come out every year.
Yeah, so I don't know if franchise fatigue is such a real thing because the most popular games are annual.
Exactly.
Yeah,
hey,
bro.
Sean, man, it's time for TTS, bro.
It's time for talking that shit.
Sue's right, man, because I'm tired of that shit. Talking about Halo, Gears, and Forza. How many fucking Ratchet and Clank games? It's been 20. How about like 17? 16 Ratchet and Clank games. But all of a sudden, Ratchet and Clank 2021. Oh, it's amazing. I'm sure the game is fine, right? But at the end of the day, it's the 16th Ratchet and Clank game. The 16th. Think about that for a second. And the shit is apparently 6-7 hours long from what I heard, from what I read, because I haven't played the game. So stop all this shit. Hey, it's only Halo, Gears, and Forza. But we just ignoring all of these damn Ratchet and Clank games.
Yeah, bro. 100%. Go on, Sue. Talk that shit, Sue. Let's go.
Hey, look, I mean, you seen they a little shaky on the new IPs. They say we can't let none of these games fail. So you probably gonna get a lot of these sequels over and over again because we know they're successful. So PlayStation fans, be ready for a lot of remakes, a lot of sequels, and I don't know about new IPs because Sony said we need guaranteed money.
Guaranteed money.
That's the thing, bro. Look, 100%. None of this bullshit about Halo, Gears, and Forza now. Now we got the Starfield.
Like
now we got the Red Bull. We got the country bands.
How many God of Wars has there been? Like
a whole lot of
with the PSPs and the mobiles and the
bunch of
the spin-offs and trust me, there's been more of them than fucking Gears games.
Hey man, you know what? I'm just tired of this shit. TTS, man. Listen for a second. TTS.
Said I want to talk on my channel, but on Sean channel,
because I don't have to host. I don't have to host
for it, bro.
over here. I can just talk. I don't have to look at my little notes and shit. Yeah. Listen, man. TTS, bro. Halo, Gears, and Forza, right? Fuck all that. Sue just said we had one damn Halo game this generation. Yes, we have Master Chief Collection, but that's just remastered of old games. One damn game. It's funny how it's always Xbox is doing things wrong. Xbox needs some new IPs. Guess what? Starfield, Redfall, all of these brand new IPs, and guess what they're saying now? Those games need some gameplay. Gameplay is coming, damn it. What's y'all problem? I'm tired of this shit. TTS time, because I'm tired of this hypocrisy in this damn community. It's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, talk that shit.
Where's God of War's gameplay? They was hyping for that. They was
Hey,
hyping for that.
at least we had a CGI trailer for Redfall.
They
Shit.
got a logo. They got a logo, and next thing you know, half of them fucking ponies got that as they fucking avatar on Twitter, like the little loop thing, little blue loop
And
thing.
then, but then come to find out, Starfield, that was in game. That
In-game
that was not CGI. That was in game.
That was funny though.
like-
P Hands were laughing when he heard that shit. That everybody thought it was a CGI trailer. Nope, that was an in-engine Creation 2 engine. That was in-game engine, and they were showing that shit, bro. Look, 100% right about none of this Halo geese and for the Forza, bro. You're 100% right. Like Halo, there's only one Halo mainline game came out last year. Now we got the Starfield. Now we got the Redfalls. We got the Contrabands. We got Compulsion. Contraband. We got Compulsion games coming. So many more games coming, bro. Like Arcane, Indiana Jones. Who knows that might be a exclusive at one point. You never know.
It might be with this new Xbox regime. It could be.
Bro, that's the thing, bro. There's so many games right now. But do you know what the funny thing is, bro? Do you know what they're saying out there? Why is Microsoft buying studios? Why can't they make them? Why can't they build them up? Fuck out of here, bro. I've heard that so many times, bro. I've heard that so many times.
Off because Sony, that's what they did. They bought Insomniac. They bought, was it Naughty Dog?
Yeah, they bought Naughty Dog. Yeah.
Yeah. So like your two best studios they bought. So I'm confused.
Oh man,
that's insane, bro.
TTS.
Man, that was TTS. Talk that shit, there. But you're 100% right, bro. You're well. Do you know what? You can talk that shit if you want to as well.
Well, I mean, I don't have much to add to that. I mean, I just gotta say that, you know, they'd have a lot of new IPs coming, so there's nothing really bad on that front. I mean, everything's come along well. It's just the fact of waiting for the games to come out now at this point. I mean, but you know, we're gonna have Halo coming up soon. Not that far off actually. Horizon, and then I mean, hopefully actually have some stuff in Gamescom, because we haven't heard much about Gamescom, right? Like as far as like their presence
bro.
there.
Yeah, nothing about that, bro. But end of the day, that narrative is dead now. When all these motherfuckers said Xbox has no games, that's gone now, bro.
No,
you know that's gone. And they're holding it for dear life there when they're trying to say Starfield may come to the PlayStation 5. Redfall may come, and they're still doing that shit, bro.
They're still saying that shit after Xbox put those big ass Xbox exclusive pictures on the advertising. Some guys are still thinking it's coming to PS5. Let it go. Like that Frozen movie. Let it go. Let that shit go. Let it go.
Yeah, it proves it. You know when they said, "Oh, Xbox is bro, ZeniMax, Bethesda, because they make shit games, bro." Why the fuck are they crying for Starfield then? If they make shit games, you're not interested in their games. Why the fuck are you doing partitions out there saying I want this game on the PlayStation 5?
Yeah, I saw
because
it.
They want a game. Because they want a game that they want a game they can actually live in for a little while without having to be beat that.
Oh shit! Platinum,
one of the things they said about Starfield.
GameStop, here I come.
Yeah, I mean, GameStop, here I come, yeah, bro. I do that with the Sony games.
$15 for this $70 game.
Yeah, bro.
Hey,
one of the things with Starfield,
that's low key. That's low key. Probably why they want to buy their games, because they want that trading value. They say,
Sue, what you trying to say, Sue? What you trying to say?
If I trade it, if I beat it the first weekend, I can get most of my value back.
Yo, Sue, what you trying to say? These gamers are cheap. PlayStation gamers are cheap.
Hey, listen. I'm not saying they cheap. I'm just saying that they finesse. They can maneuver the money around and make sure that they maximizing on their potential earnings in video game.
Shit, man,
that's
bro.
funny shit.
One of the things, TTS, but one of the things I love about the Starfield, you have to bring it up there, but it's good, bro. I'm glad you brought it. But Starfield, bro, when they say it's over 100 hours of gameplay in that game, you can
Hmm.
do over 100 plus hours. We know they make big games,
Yeah, they do.
but a lot of people are excited for that game because it's a new universe, new engine, and it's been in the making for a long, long time. And with next gen hardware,
Mhm.
the game is going to be probably the best they can make it. Straight up,
Yep.
it's insane, bro. None of this, like I said, no games narrative is dead, bro. They're grasping for air. These guys, they're trying to get anything. Like Phil said, this all, bro. Them days are gone now, bro.
And let me
They're not
say
gonna
this,
be-
Sean.
Go for it.
When that narrative started, I believe it was 2016, right? In 2016,
Late
even though
2016. Yeah.
late 2016, because even though Xbox had Quantum Break, they had Gears in
Gears.
2016. The future was looking kind of rocky, right? We know we had Sea of Thieves, we had Recore. Well, I'm sorry, Recore came out in 2016. So after Sony had that great E3 2016, that's when they started to really talk shit, because before that it was about the power, right? It was about the power because Xbox wasn't as powerful as the PS4. So they talked about the power more than anything. My cheap ass water bottle. So what happened in 2016? Two things changed. Xbox announced Project Scorpio, so they stopped talking about power. But later that evening, PlayStation had a great show. Show God of War, Spider-Man, Days Gone. They show all of these fantastic games. So what happened? They started to roll with the Xbox has no games narrative, because Xbox had the power now, but at the same time, their games was looking a little sparse. So that narrative has been going on since. The only thing they have is the big three: Gears, Halo, and Forza. Okay, I get it.
The big ones.
Yeah, the big one. But they had no new IPs. You know how people say Xbox hasn't had new IP in whatever days and blah, blah, blah. Okay, there was some truth to that. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say there was no truth to that. There was some truth to that. But that shit has come to an end. They have announced how many new IPs, Sean? We already said it. I don't give a damn if these were Bethesda games, but it doesn't matter because Xbox bought them. They own them now, right? So that's like you buy a house. I don't give a shit. What was it? What was like in the walls? Like you hear the story, like somebody found some money in the walls on the house they just bought.
That shit is mine.
My shit now. Right? Whoever left is my shit now. So it's their stuff now. And the future, man. I know we say that all the time. The future is so bright. But really sit back and think about this shit, y'all. Think about the future of Xbox. Think about the games they have announced the last 2 years. E3 this year and Xbox Game Showcase last year. Man, not to even mention Compulsion and NXL and the future possible studio acquisitions. Man, come on, man.
Yeah, that's
Stop
insane, bro.
Stop denying it. Xbox is doing great, man.
Yeah,
No, it's insane. Go on, man.
I think Sean's gonna have to make another video, like a little clip of you remember part in the first Batman with Joker shoots the fat guy on a pipe. Is like think about the future and he shoots him.
Yeah,
I can't remember that, bro.
Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah,
yeah, that's gonna be like the fat guy is Sony, and then
which
Joker's,
Joker?
Joker's
the old school,
Xbox, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll find this.
This is. Let me just put this clip up just for the Dave Chappelle one, because this is what Xbox thinks of PlayStation.
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
That's what they become now. This whole lot of drinks, I say straight up. No, it's insane, bro. That narrative is dead, and they're just trying to make up another one. But we can move along now, boys.
The goalpost, the goalpost is just gonna go
keep
from,
moving.
Okay, now you don't have any game of the year winners. Well,
yeah, bro.
There's plenty of great games that never won game of the year. Relax.
Yeah,
bro.
All right, hey, yo, Sean. So let me ask you, bro. So I think the TTS segment is organic, right? We can't force that; it just happens, right?
It just happens, yeah. It happens. That's not forced, bro. That's what you feel like, bro.
It's like your dirty.
MJ,
it's like your dirty
Hernandez, that hurt, brother. What you said? The background is a picture of me. Ain't that a bitch? That hurts, MJ.
Shit.
That hurts.
man.
That hurt, man. That hurt my feelings, brother. You know that shit hurt. Look at that. He said, so he's saying the background is just me.
No, he's talking about that.
No, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the background on the show because it's a black background. MJ, that hurts.
Hey,
Post this one, what's up, man?
Put some Vaseline just to make sure you're shiny.
Yeah, I gotta make sure
Hey,
this light is on.
Dirt always go live to show his light.
Yeah, because I gotta show
brighter.
y'all my light. I ain't that bright. Look at that shit.
I love it. I love it. Though.
I ain't that bright.
When we talk about ray tracing, darkness, and all that shit, Dirt will always put on his camera.
Yeah.
He'll get the brightest fucking light, like 1,000,000 lumens or some shit, and shine it on his face.
Look at that. Ray tracing here.
Ray tracing and all that shit. Wait, hold on,
Y'all
let me
ain't
put
shit.
let me put that shit full screen so they can see it. Look at that shit.
Look at that. I ain't that
Look at
dark.
that.
Look at that. You piece
Look at
of
this guy.
shit.
Oh,
Look
man,
at that shine in
look
his
at
head.
it in your basement.
Hey, don't worry about my partially finished basement. This shit messy in the background. Hey, fuck y'all. Matter of fact, fuck y'all.
Yeah, that was funny, that bro. What's going on, Portion Swordman, man? Reve, G-Wiz, MJ Hernandez, Vinny from the early days as well. What's going on, boys? Yo, let's move along now. EA. I'm going to start with you, bro, because of the potential what could happen.
Oh.
We know WB's been having some problems. They want to be selling their studios. They want to get rid of some studios or rid of some divisions. We know EA's bought a studio from WB. I think it's called what's it called? Play Dynamic or something? Play Dynamic?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, sounds about
So
right.
yeah, it's a mobile golf game. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is not about the EA. It's about what the WB may sell. And I know you're a big fan of Killer Instinct. And the studio they got at WB, you know what studio is it, bro?
Yeah.
What would your hype level be? Do you think
Wait.
possible?
Before you get to that, that golf game or that studio that made the golf game was for 1.4 billion. That's
Damn.
fucking.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
No, you gotta understand. The reason why I wanted to bring that up as well, because that's a mobile game, but we know mobile is like one of the biggest gaming division, makes the most money when it comes to mobile games.
Right.
But the biggest thing we want to talk about is us guys for
Never heard of that
Xbox guys.
game.
Yeah, but it's massive, 1.4 billion. There's a reason why that shit is worth 1.4 billion. But the biggest thing is, I'm
Yeah.
going to you, bro.
Well,
What if NetherRealm was for sale? What would you be like? We know these studios are in trouble because we've not heard shit about Rocksteady Suicide Squad for a minute. Even WB Montreal, but NetherRealm as a fighter, which I think Microsoft is missing. Many people are missing that studio, but NetherRealm with MK crossed with KI. What would happen if that was for sale?
Oh, yeah, that'd be dope. I mean, the first thing that was a kind of interesting thing to see with the EA buying that small that what do you call it, mobile developer? Because first thing in my mind was like, all right, I think EA bought like the junk. I don't want to say junk devs but maybe like the remaining little devs. Then Microsoft got like the big dogs. They probably got like NetherRealm, Rocksteady. Who knows? Maybe WB Montreal. Who knows? Like they're all making really awesome games right now. But I mean, I think NetherRealm would be okay for Killer Instinct. Now, I'm one of the few who don't think they're great for Killer Instinct because their gameplay is so different from like for the Mortal Kombat and Injustice.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
But I do think KI versus Mortal Kombat would be actually pretty fitting for them. That actually be a pretty dope idea because remember that Street Fighter vs. Tekken thing that never happened with Harada and all that.
It only happened one part happened. The
Yeah,
rest
one
got
part.
cancelled.
Yeah, so I'm like, wow, that sucks. So this could be like something like that. But yeah, that's a really interesting deal with the whole EA and so we see that stuff. Things are in action, things are in play, so they're actively getting bought off. So hopefully things will show up within the next couple of weeks with regards to Microsoft buying some of these studios.
Definitely.
But it's hard to say if Rocksteady, and NetherRealm will be the ones bought off though, because NetherRealm makes a lot of money for WB.
Yeah,
so
bro.
That's a little bit tricky to.
See, but part of me think they don't have a choice but to get rid of that shit though.
Right.
They're in debt so strong, man. They just
Yeah.
I don't see no.
Is it worth a lot more money? Like that, we talked about this in DM, and I'll go to you with this. I said I love to get Batman's one of my favorites. It's my favorite superhero game, straight up the Arkham series. And I said like Rocksteady would be amazing, WB Montreal would be amazing, NetherRealm, Monolith. But if it was for business wise, what makes sense, what we need in the wheelhouse, NetherRealm with MKIP, a fighting developer studio. That makes the most sense. Would you agree on that?
Absolutely, brother. Let me say something right quick. Buying Rocksteady doesn't mean the Batman IP. Well, obviously, the Batman IP doesn't come with them. Buying NetherRealm, the Mortal Kombat IP comes with them, right? And Mortal Kombat NetherRealm, there, man, the game is absolutely amazing. Mortal Kombat 11, they have a great engine. I think Killer Instinct will fit in that engine. They're very creative. Like some of those fatalities and some of the special moves those characters do with some shit, like they have to be sitting in the conference room high, coming up with some of the fatalities and shit. Like, how do they think of shit like that, right?
Insane.
But Rocksteady is a quality studio, but at the same time, they haven't dropped a game in 6.5 years.
Yeah,
That's a long
What's
time,
the issue?
bro.
I know they're working on Suicide Squad, but what's the issue over there, right? That's the question. What's the issue? But with Mortal Kombat, they drop a game every 2 to 3 years pretty consistently, and they're always quality. So that's the key. Them, NetherRealm should be Xbox #1 goal. Like they should want them more than any other studio at WB because, like you guys said, not only does the Mortal Kombat IP come with it, but they also create great fighting games. And Phil Spencer said in that interview a couple of days ago that they love the Killer Instinct, IP, and they want to make that game, but they need the right studio. Who better than NetherRealm?
That's one of the things why we say NetherRealm is because we know if that did get sold, and we know WB, AT&T, all that. There's a lot of moving parts on what's going on with them guys, but NetherRealm will have the MKIP. It comes with the MKIP. The problem with Rocksteady, it won't come with the Batman IP unless they make some sort of deal, which I would love. I would love, bro.
Yeah,
That would be
that's the
incredible.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing with
Go on,
Rocksteady.
Rod.
What else do they bring to the table? All other than just bodies, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they are talented, but obviously, when we think of WB games, we think of the IPs. We think of the Batmans and the Warner Brothers type games, and they're coming out with Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings, and that the movie IPs were valuable because they brought eyes. So for you just to be a talented studio, you're gonna make a third person action game, cool. But now with this Batman, okay, now it's awesome. So like,
I think if they bring Rocksteady in, I think if they bring it's just going to be a support studio. That's all they can be. I mean, because they have no IPs that they're bringing in house with them.
yeah.
I mean, I can see them just being a support studio to the bigger studios.
Yeah,
and they
it's
probably
like,
don't want to pay $2 billion for a support studio.
yeah, but
Yeah, that's
it's
too
like
much now, yeah.
it's like you wanna have something, it's an action game. I wouldn't necessarily call it an action adventure, but it's an action game, and action games are a dime a dozen. What makes it special is the IP. So they did it well. I'm not saying they didn't, make good games, besides the IP, but the thing that pushed it over the top is that the fact that it's Batman, just like Spider-Man. Like the fact that the people that made Sunset Overdrive is now making Spider-Man. Okay, now it's awesome. So like, yeah, the IP is more valuable than the studio to me.
So I'm reading something interesting about Rocksteady. So apparently they started development and it says as recently as late 2016 or 2017.
Okay.
And then they apparently inherited the Suicide Squad from WB Montreal studio, who's making the Gotham
Knights.
Yeah, so it seemed like there was some sort of internal issues between WB and WB Montreal that kind of had them offload Suicide Squad to Rocksteady. I don't know what Rocksteady was actually doing before that though, so I'm guessing they might have had something else, where maybe that Superman game people always kept talking about.
That is a problem though, because 6 years, like what Dirk just mentioned, 6 years is a long time for not having an IP, and it's going up to 7 years. We don't know when Suicide's gonna come out now.
It would have been perfect for the movie, but
I think
it would have been perfect.
Yeah, I think 2022. Most likely they'll show gameplay at that event like last year, DC Fandom, because that's when they debuted the Suicide Squad, and I think Gotham Knights was there as well, right? I mean,
they showed the Gotham Knights, and that was Gotham Knights showed off its early stages, but it looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the problem, bro. Suicide Squad, and obviously with the pandemic as well, bro. How far have they gone? How much progress have they done over the year?
That's a good question.
We only seen the CGI trailer, well, in-game or CGI trailer from, I think it was a CGI trailer from Suicide Squad last year, and we got to see Gotham Knights, and they had a release date, which has been pushed back to next year now, I believe. So when it comes to business, bro, it's a difficult one. I think NetherRealm is the one to go for. If I love Rocksteady, I love to get them all, bro. But if I had to choose, it had to be NetherRealm, in my opinion.
I mean, what I've never understood is like Microsoft has crazy money. Sony has their own movie studio. They have their own music studio. Microsoft could just literally just buy WB and still be WB. Like,
but that's a lot of debt that comes with it because they got a lot of debt. AT&T owns WB, right? Yeah, so that's I don't know if they would do that. It's a lot of debt. See, but the thing is, when we talk about these studios being sold off, this is what I said. Xbox has the most money, right? They can outbid everybody. If NetherRealm is really that important to them and they want them that bad, say if Sony comes in, well, like Google ain't buying shit, and like neither is Amazon, but say it's Xbox and Sony and Nintendo. Well, I don't know about Nintendo, but let's just say Xbox and Sony. Xbox can outspend them. You know what I'm saying? For NetherRealm. That's why, listen, I don't give a shit what nobody said. When Jeff Grubb said that shit, I believe that's a big time possibility. I know he kind of, said, oh, well, I didn't say that or whatever he said. He kind of don't want to commit to what he said, but he said it. I saw it with my own 4 eyes. He said
He said many things, bro. It would be amazing. It would be amazing. He said many things about. I think Jeff Grubb's track record is pretty solid, in my opinion.
Pretty damn solid.
No one has a perfect track record, but it's pretty solid. And Tim is doubling down. Like they even talking about like with the Kojima game, he's talking that shit as well. And people are calling him
he's
a liar.
very confident with that. He's very confident.
People were calling him a liar. Look what Jeff Grubb said about Xbox Live will be free in the future. And obviously, when Xbox is that dumb shit early in the year.
But he never said when.
He didn't say when. That's different.
And but the other part about it is plans change sometimes. Just like they planned to raise it, now they plan not to.
Right.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And the Kojima game, we could talk a bit about that as well. So we'll close up with one topic after this. Kojima game. We talked about it on Monday. How confident, I'll go to Erodimus on this. How confident are you with like Jeff Grubb, Tim Dog, even like guys like Rand and Jez saying Kojima's making an exclusive for Xbox? How confident are you when you hear stuff like that?
I mean, I'll put it as a 30-70 right now because, you don't know what could change, on my confidence level. So with that in regards, you always got to think about, hey, at the very last minute, what could change? But, it may be rising because of the hires of the cloud, the cloud person from Google, where they did say Kojima wanted to do something with cloud gaming, things of that nature. So, it's always those things where how far along are they in these talks and discussions or so like that. And then you got this abandoned game that's been kind of hovering over everything where is this a Kojima conspiracy or is it just some kind of circus going on with the company?
Do you want to break the news?
That guy was capping. He was out chasing. I think he was probably forced by the people to distance himself from those ideas. He came on an apology, and then they had the countdown. I didn't see what happened at the end of the countdown. Is it still counting down or no?
No idea, bro. It's crazy what happened with that shit.
No,
bro,
he actually came out with another video today.
A video,
where he was apologizing and said he's going to move it to August. He's delaying his reveal to August.
I have nothing to do with Konami. I'm sorry if I made it look like that. It's like, okay. You know exactly what you were trying to do.
Bro, this shit is an absolute mess.
I never looked at it too long in the first place.
There are people
that got invested in that story.
Yeah, we got the receipts as well. But the funny thing is, even though they were putting out cryptic tweets and funny tweets, the ponies run with that shit. They run with that shit.
That's the thing. They
so
bro,
thirsty. They're gonna drink piss to get the
bro,
hydration.
they ran with that shit. Listen, man, we heard stories that Sony was not pleased with Death Stranding sales. The game was expensive to make, and the game didn't sell well enough for them. So it was clear to me they already distanced themselves from Kojima. Kojima was working with Stadia of all companies, and the Stadia shut everything down. So we heard that Xbox said, "Hey, man, you can finish that shit over here." That's what we heard, right?
I wonder, do you reckon how much? We should have looked more into this. If he was making something or started something, I wonder how much progress he did with that.
We got it for the low.
I don't know. Well,
you know what I mean? Like, did he spend a couple of months whilst getting into it, production, has an idea?
yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Because when did Death Stranding come out? 2018 or 19?
Yeah, 19. Oh, is it 18?
19.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. But the thing is, it's not like because Sean, you mentioned this the other day on WBG. You said, "Look, man, I don't give a shit about Kojima like that. I just want to see the ponies cry."
100%. Facts. That's all I want to see, bro. I'm not that, bro. I just want to see the ponies cry. Cause look, I would love to see it, bro. If it is making it exclusive, which I believe it is, bro. I believe guys like that, especially Tim Dog as well. He's pretty confident as well. I would love to see it if that game's exclusive. I would love to see the hardcore guys who love Kojima.
Yeah.
I bet you they will bash the shit out of him. They'll call him a traitor. They'll call him a this and that. You don't belong to PlayStation. You're supposed to be a PlayStation dude. You've been making games with PlayStation for the past 25 years.
Well, PlayStation didn't want to work with him anymore.
Yeah, and they're gonna call him a traitor. Do you believe that's what they're gonna call him? They will call him that.
I'm sure the Kojima would have loved to go back and do another PlayStation exclusive. But if this shit is true, which I'm not saying it is, this is rumors like everything else, it's speculation. They didn't want to work with him anymore. And you already see Sony, they're different this generation. They want to make sure they're only betting on things that's most likely guaranteed to sell, like a next Last of Us, you know what I'm saying? Or like a next Horizon Forbidden West or Zero Dawn, whatever. They don't want to do sequels or games that they consider risky. That's why they're not doing the Days Gone 2. So they say, you know what, Kojima, you got these real life actors in this shit. This shit is expensive. And these games got to sell at least 6 million to even break even. So no, we don't want to deal with your ass anymore. I guarantee that's what happens.
And if you think about it, right, like who else can do it? If it's a cloud-based game, who else is gonna do it?
Nobody.
Luna?
Nope.
Yeah,
if you did shit for Luna, like he'll just be practicing on the game because nobody will play that shit.
Right. And you seen PlayStation, they scooped up the other parts of Google. What's the lady name with the game?
Kim, was it Kim something?
J Raymond?
Oh, Jay Raymond. Oh, that's
the Kim chick was a Kim Swift. She's with Xbox now.
Yeah, she's coming and helping him with the cloud part of the game.
Yeah. And like Tim Dar said, cloud doesn't mean just a cloud game that's only on xCloud. Cloud can mean the tech they're using, just like
that's what I was thinking when he said it. Like in the cloud game, like
Like Sea of Thieves uses the cloud for the water.
Yeah,
Flight Simulator uses the cloud.
Yeah, Flight Simulator. Also,
and I think that's what it means. I think people might be getting confused. They're just gonna help him with the cloud department. Like
we don't mean like xCloud, like only
right, like the xCloud only game. Come on now.
Yeah, that's going to be insane. Give him that opportunity. And what Microsoft is doing with the xCloud as well, cloud gaming, I would love to see what he's going to do. Like the idea he had for Death Stranding, it didn't hit with everybody, but it was a socialized, like helping each other out in that game. What he will do with the cloud and what they want to use the tech for, I don't know if it's going to be like live, like what Flight Simulator does. It's live. Whatever's happening around the world, if there's a tornado, hurricane, that shit is happening. You can fly over there and check that shit out.
Yeah.
And the cloud is rendering that part of the game that's going to take the load off of the console. And that's the part that I think cloud got a bad name, at least in the Xbox circles, is because Crackdown was supposed to use that type of technology, but the studio got sold, so they basically have to restart over from. They said, "Come, we gotta get this shit out," and they had a whole new studio try to do their best, but it wasn't the same. So, like, I'm like, imagine that Crackdown demo where everything was destructible because it was rendered in the cloud and it was streamed to you. That's how it was supposed to be, just like how the water in Sea of Thieves and the skies and Flight Simulator. So imagine a Kojima world that has like streaming assets. It can be huge. Like these cloud games that are only possible in the clouds, per se, because they require too much compute power for one machine to hold. Whereas then they can build this world that's persisting with these supercomputers always running. That's putting these assets in there, and you're just popping in with your little GPU, CPU, and interacting with the rest of it. That's the kind of world when we say a cloud game.
That's the thing. One of the things that I'd be excited about, and I'm glad, like, obviously everybody talks about cloud and what you can do. Imagine the future games, what they can use a technique like when someone's built, like when Rare's built the water from the cloud. One of the developers, the in-house developers, if it wants to be like playground games or coalition, they said, you know what, we want to use our water tech in our game, or something to do with what Kojima's doing with the cloud. We want to use that in the next coalition game. How insane that's going to be! Like the technology they're going to have right now in the future, what they can do with the game is going to be shared, and it's going to be insane to see what they can do, man. Because cloud, the power of cloud, Erodimus will probably know much more about this. What you can do with the cloud and that is going to be insane.
Yeah, it takes a lot of stress off the local systems or so like that. I mean, it's one of those things like, Tsunami said, it did get a bad taste because of Crackdown, but as you've seen, Asobo did, they used it to perfection on Flight Simulator. So how can they grow more on those things? And then one of those things like how maybe Forza Tech is kind of using the same thing where you offload the scenery to the cloud where it only comes in when you need it, and you actually can produce better games and better design because your just everything else is not intuitive to build into that game. So yeah, it's one of those things where they're looking into the cloud and they actually they dipped their toe in the water with Crackdown. But as you can see, it has so much applications they can use it for. So, and this generation is going to prove it. Yeah.
It's like you thought they fit the whole world in 100-something gigabyte game. No, no, the whole world is in the game.
Literally the whole world.
1-to-1.
You think about games like Starfield. I mean, Starfield's supposed to be an entire universe, right? So if you think of that, it's a whole universe.
Crazy.
And they do utilize the cloud. Yeah, so
I wonder about Starfield because, like for a while, we heard a lot of people saying that the game was damn near done. I know COVID, like affected a lot of things everywhere in the world, but I wonder if Starfield pretty much done, but they're just tweaking certain things, polishing certain things, and I'm just really curious about that. About
definitely,
Starfield.
bro. That's interesting because we were hearing that maybe a possible early 2022.
Yeah,
and there must have been some. I think the game is not far off, but I reckon because they know this game is a brand new game, they've been in the making for like 25 years. That was the idea. They want to rely on next gen tech as well.
Hey,
I feel like they want.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know what I just thought about? Also, because some games that were scheduled for 2022 got postponed to 2023 because of COVID. Maybe they wanted to have that huge holiday game, and they say, you know what? We have Halo and Forza in 2021. Let's just postpone it to next year. Let's just postpone it. Like with the extra polish will help it.
Yeah, because Bethesda already has 2 games coming out this year too. So
this year.
Right.
Yeah, Deathloop and Ghostwire.
Yeah.
Ghostwire
so maybe because those got pushed back, it pushed other things back also because you don't want to cannibalize your own shit. So
a lot of games were supposed to be 2022. Now it's 2023. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well,
Forbes just supposed to be early 2021 and ended up being late 2021.
Yeah. Forbes just posted an article saying between November of this year and November of next year, it's going to be one of the most interesting years for Xbox because you think about it, it's going to have, and he went through how Forza and Halo and Gears dropped, and they were like 2 years apart or so like that. But next year, between that time frame, you're gonna have 4 AAA games in the time frame, and we don't even know what Compulsion, Exile, is doing, and they may be dropping new games next year as well. That we may
Right.
There's so much
Shit.
going on, bro, and Starfield is definitely. I think that was a smart move for us. Obviously, we wanted to play that shit soon as possible, but I think that's a smart move. They locked that date for 1 year, 1.5 years. People will know for the fact that you know what Starfield is launching that date 11/11/22, whatever it's called, and that's 11/12 or wherever they put the date, and that's it. That's their day. That's locked. They can put. We expecting Forza Motorsport next year as well.
Yeah.
That's another big game, maybe
Yeah, I was gonna
September,
mention that,
October
so.
time.
And like, don't forget, Redfall is already announced. I got a question about Contraband because I thought I was under the impression that was 2022 also, but maybe that's 2023.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't show a date.
Yeah,
They
no
didn't
date.
show a date, no.
They didn't show a date, but everything they showed was from now till 2022.
With the
So, I don't
exception
know.
of the Outer Worlds too. I believe that's 2023 or a little bit later than that.
Is it really?
I mean, well, they didn't say, but I'm just assuming.
Well,
You know.
I don't think so because one, it's a sequel to a game that came out 2 years ago.
That's true. Yeah, so that
they
shit
have
could
all
be.
the
Yeah, that's
same
true.
things built, and all they have to do is make new adventures and make it prettier and graphics
That's true.
up. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
true,
I
Sue.
think that might be a next year thing. I
Man.
personally think they intend everything they've shown to come out within the next 18 months.
Yeah, that's definitely what it seemed like. That's definitely what it seemed like.
Now
Because
for the
like
next
that's why they
holiday.
didn't show those other. That's why they didn't show those other games like Hellblade 2 or State of Decay 3 ones. That's after. That's like 2023 and beyond. Yeah, they didn't show those games. So
What do you
you're
think
right.
about that? I mean,
What
Xbox
you
could
call
have 3 game of the year contenders next year:
Mm.
Halo, Outer Worlds 2, and Starfield, maybe.
And they didn't show Perfect
Maybe.
Dark either because that's not coming out next year either.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Just
So
a
this
lot.
is making me feel like everything they showed is intended to come out between now and holiday next year.
You're right. That's a good point, man. That's a damn good point. Yeah, because I actually said that in my little review of E3. I actually mentioned that, but I thought about it afterwards. You know, I don't know about Contraband, Outer Worlds 2, but yeah, you're right about that. So
That's interesting, that definitely, bro. Like, Will, what's your take on that?
With regards to like the dates and stuff.
The dates and where the slot in it, like is Starfield more or less done, and all the games that's coming in 2022, they that's what they didn't show, like a game like Fable this year, Hellblade 2.
right. Avowal will probably come out before Outer Worlds 2. I forgot
Yeah,
about
Avowal is still
Avowal,
left
bro.
us. Outer
Yeah,
Worlds
Avowal
2 is
might
gonna
be
be
next
years
year.
out.
Game Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to a game that came out already. Like it's not hard to use your same assets. You don't have to build up anything.
Yeah, true, but I mean, it's still the same studio working on a different game.
Right.
I think Avowal team is maybe a little bit bigger than Outer Worlds team. I don't know.
Yeah, the dates are really tricky because so many games like are in development and there's some got pushed back. Like Everwild, that's a game that we're probably not going to see for a long time. That really pissed me off because Rare, I don't know, I've been really disappointed in that studio because I mean Sea of Thieves is a great game. It's a cool game, but it's only like one game that they've made since then. They've done Rare Replay and stuff like that, but
watching those little documentary things with the behind the scenes, everybody at Rare is kind of young. There's nobody from the old Rare, so I kind of get why they say, "Oh, we don't want to go back to those games," because they're damn near kids.
Well, there's a few veterans there, but I think it's
and leadership, yeah.
It's the management of the studio. Craig Duncan, he's a nice guy, but I don't like the way they're handling their properties. They're not really doing anything with them. They're just kind of waiting for other developers to like pitch their
whoever made Ukulele needs to be commissioned by Xbox to make Banjo Kazooie
or like playful games like Super Lucky's Tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they should maybe buy like I don't know, like Platonic and maybe Delilah, whatever, and then maybe make them like a new Rare Studios 1, and then make the Sea of Thieves team like just the Sea of Thieves like studio. I don't know, because it just doesn't seem like they're doing much good progress there. But well, I'm sorry, I went off the track. But
that's all good.
But yeah, it's gonna be tricky because like 2022 looks like it's like Starfield, Motorsport, Forza Motorsport, and maybe Redfall. Outside of that, it's really
that's big, that bro. I think that's pretty solid, and that's not
good,
including other games as well. Probably you might get 1 or 2 smaller ones in between.
Yeah, you'll probably get your surprise, like maybe global publishing games, maybe like what's that? As Dusk Falls,
Oh yeah, Dirt's
I
looking
can't wait
forward
for
to
that game, man.
Yeah, that's been a bit quiet. I reckon that's not coming out this year, Dirt.
No, that could be 2022 also, bro. Shit, that's
Yeah.
fire,
That's the
man.
thing. Sometimes you gotta place it where it makes sense, and I think that where they place Starfield is put it holiday next year.
Mhm.
I think that was perfect. That's perfect slot, and I really hope like they do polish this game. When it came to last generation, especially like last generation, we became big fans of RPG games, like the games like Witcher
Oh, yeah.
3. I've never really got into the Assassin's Creed games until Odyssey, which is RPG games. Fallen in love with it. Starfield, I'm getting better at these RPG games, big open world RPG games where you put 100+ hours into these games.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Starfield. Even though I've never really got into the Fallout games, Elder Scrolls, all that, but I'm looking forward to it because I've become a different type of gamer. I've opened when it comes to the last generation, I've fallen in love with RPG games, open world RPG games, and Starfield. I cannot wait to get into
I
that
can't
game.
wait, man.
I want that game to be perfect, buggy, no a lot of bugs in it. Like every game has a bug, but bugs that are not noticeable. I just can't wait to get into the game, and bro, that's going to be a big launch. Trust me, a lot of hype behind that game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Third person
Agreed.
perspective too. They're gonna have a third person.
First or third person,
Yeah, sure.
and that's
You
what
know,
I'm happy with.
Sean be like, Dut, I like this game better in third person, Dut.
I wonder are all of us who plays it, because we'll have the opportunity because it's part of our service. I wonder who's gonna choose first person in that game. I
Me?
bet you. I don't reckon. I personally think you will choose third person.
No, I'm using first person,
No, I'm choosing
but
first.
Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
person,
Hey,
bud.
Listen. I thought the same thing until I played I think it was PUBG, and I said I'm ass in third person. And then any game that's first person versus third person, I stay in first person because I feel like I'm just a better shooter. So if it's a shooter, put me in first person. I need to see.
Hey, Sean, let me tell you something right there now.
Bullshit.
I don't have to dut first person make my tummy hurt, dut. I'm just gonna play in third person, dut, because first I can't do first person, dut. I get nauseous, dut.
I have to play with a bucket next to me.
Yeah, dut.
Hey, listen,
I have to put a hot towel on my head while I'm playing first person, dut.
TTS, huh?
listen, bro. Listen, I told you guys what.
You drive a damn bus. How you get motion sickness?
Out of all the game of the years now, I'm gonna become like a pony here. Out of all the game of the years, name 2 first person games that won game of the year.
Hold on, let me see. Okay, last year was what? What won last year?
No idea.
Come on, what do you mean? No idea. Come on, man. You asked this question.
Wasn't Overwatch a first person game?
Yeah, Overwatch is definitely first person.
That's why I said 2.
Okay, what the hell won? Hey, anybody in the chat? What won game of the year last year?
Last of Us.
The last one. Okay,
Talk that shit.
2019 was what?
Sekiro. Talk that shit.
Oh shit.
Hey,
2018 was God of War.
Hold on.
Talk
What
that
you're not
shit.
what you're not going to do is not acknowledge the fact that Outer Worlds was nominated for Game of the Year.
I'm
It was.
talking about winners.
Oh, hey, you.
So, well, Doom external.
Doom didn't win shit.
But it was nominated.
Who won 2017?
I don't know.
Remember. I'll be
That was
honest with you.
Overwatch.
Nobody
Overwatch. Yeah, take that.
Yeah, that's one. Take that shit. The Witcher was 2015.
2016. I don't know. Shit.
Wasn't 2000? Well, I'd say.
Let me see. Let me Google this shit. I'm tired of Sean talking shit. Third person game.
Once this motherfucker's booting up, yeah. Shout out to the 17 people. We had over 20 people at one point. Shout out to you guys, man. I know it's early days for you, bro, but shout out to you guys, man. Dropping by.
Because you lied to everybody. You said noon.
Overwatch won 2016. So what won 2017? Let me see.
That's interesting. I don't really remember, but it's funny how we didn't really care.
Zelda,
about
the Breath of the Wild.
Oh shit, third person. Talk that shit.
Yeah, get the fuck.
You don't like that.
No,
shit,
I actually do believe that though. I actually do believe more third person games.
And
will-
2015,
Well,
The Witcher won in
hey.
2015.
The Witcher one, yeah.
The reason why is because most games are third person. Duh.
No, I'm just saying. Most of the time, I think this is facts as well. They'll always win the game of the year, no matter what third person. If it's a high quality first person versus a high quality third person, I always feel like the third person will have the better chance to win, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Except for
the
Halo
numbers,
this year.
the
Except
numbers
for
are
Halo
there,
this year,
bro.
man.
Hey, Sean, man, what's the most popular games in the world right now?
Oh shit, talk that shit. Fortnite.
But what else? Don't say Roblox either. Fucker.
Oh shit, shit. Minecraft Dungeons.
Well, Warzone, brother, right?
Yeah,
I never
Apex.
heard of it.
Sea of Thieves?
Never heard of it.
You never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
You
No.
full of shit.
No, I'll be honest. No, they're massive games. You know, like the first person, like Call of Duty, Warzone. They're always going to be the big games. There's no denying that. But I think when it comes to the contenders, game of the years,
what's
winners.
the biggest? You can look at Skyrim. I mean, that could you go third person Skyrim?
Probably. Is it? Because
Yeah.
you play, because they tend to do like first and third person. So, before we close this topic, we'll close it out with this. Should games like in the future, like I'll give you a prime example. Like Halo's coming up. We know that's a first person game. Should like these developers dedicate what they're making first, like a first person game, and then put an option a third person in?
No.
Should they do that in? Should they do that in the game?
Not all games.
Not for a shooter, no.
No, see, like Bethesda does that with Fallout, and obviously Starfield is going to be the
But they're
same
not
way.
competitive. That's why.
But every game doesn't. No,
I'm saying like Red Dead Redemption 2 did that.
Well, yeah, because it's not competitive.
But I'm saying games like should they do it though? Should they like with the campaign? I'm saying.
I hope. It'd be cool if Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 had the option because they're like it's similar to like Bethesda games in some way. So I hope that those two games have them. But I'm probably not gonna have Avowed. Like,
hey, Will.
What's up?
Will. So hold on. The Outer Worlds. Hold on, wait. I ain't know Outer Worlds. They gave you the option for third person.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
No, I hope that the second one does because
Okay.
Because I know it's the Bethesda games offer that. I know they're not Bethesda games, but like usually Obsidian, they will give you that option, like with Grounded and New Vegas. So hopefully they'll add that later. But I mean, it's not a deal breaker for me if it's not added in. But it'd be nice to have that option.
Yeah. Options are cool. Because what's that Battlefront? Was it like Battlefront gave you the option for? Right?
Yeah, that's another one. I was like, fuck this third person. Out of this motherfucker.
Yeah, most competitive shooters are usually first person.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm talking about the campaign. I'm talking about.
You're talking about the campaign, dude.
Bro, you love the campaign scene. Let's be honest. You love the campaign game.
I love campaign. But I like how like GTA give you the option now after they remastered it in 2014. The first
I reckon when it comes to the big games like the GTA, Red Dead, Starfield is going to be one, Fallout 4, Synchron. They should they do the first and third person. I think many other ones they should adopt it, in my opinion, when it comes to the campaign.
Listen, these mods come out. They need to start letting mods come to console because there's a lot of first person games that they've made third person.
Have you seen that? I'm not going off topic and we'll close up after this. That Superman. People are making Superman in like GTA and all these games. Like, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah. I even seen I think Master Chief third person.
Yeah, someone did that. They did do that. I remember that. It looked pretty good as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, it kind of works.
Yeah.
Well, Master Chief goes third person when he grabs the big turret.
Yeah, he does.
I mean,
he does go third. Like you got that big ass turret. Yeah,
it looks awesome, doesn't it?
It does look pretty sweet because he got. I like his armor, man. Especially in that cutscene on like Halo Infinite.
Beautiful.
That armor with the chinks in armor and man, that looked amazing.
Yeah, Samurai that look crazy too.
Yeah, bro. Like that cutscene, that in-game cutscene, bro. That scene looks beautiful, man. The colors, the way he's going through the space and finding his way through, it looked amazing. And obviously his armor with all the bullet shots and all the marks on it, it fucking looked incredible. I'll be honest, it looked incredible.
I have a question. I know this is off topic, but
we're going off topic anyway now.
But do Xbox game reviewers are they harder on their games than PlayStation game reviewers? Because looking at Scarlet Nexus, it's hitting 80 on PlayStation, but it's hitting at 72 on the Xbox.
That's crazy. That's a big
discrepancy. That's a good. We could have talked about that.
I'm gonna say it's still within margin of error because there's only 4 reviews or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
but still, it's like you have more mixed and negative reviews, even in the 5 reviews for Xbox compared to.
That's
I know it's
crazy,
only
though.
13.
The only way I see it being problematic if it's the same site doing the both reviews and is giving one something different. But
But we'll never have that though. That's the thing is you'll have the Xbox reviewers giving it lower scores.
Is that a problem, though?
no, I'm
Let's
saying like I know multiple companies, they'll do it for both. Like IGN will do it for both, but some companies only do it for one or the other. I only see it being a problem if one company did both, but gave one a higher and the other lower. Or it just could be that, if it's an Xbox type of, site, they might not be with a Eastern type of game. I don't know.
Because I see like Windows Central gave it what, a 70 or 60.
Maybe, yeah. But let me ask you something. This is the problem. We're definitely going to close after this. Fuck this now. Going to the 2 hour mark. When it comes to reviews, reviews, bro, majority of the games, and I'll go with dirt on this one first. Most of the games, all the reviews always go on PS4, PS5 first, and the Xbox tends to have a lot less. Is that a problem? Does that need to change? Should it be like a 50-50 split or something?
No, they go with what's more popular. Like during the 360 generation, most of the multi-class reviews that didn't have any like marketing deals, it was always reviewed on the 360 first. Like
Right.
most of the reviews is on the 360. It's just whatever is that the more popular console.
We also have to remember that not everybody's IGN where they just get shit free and they get as many as they want. Like some of these sites, they get one code for the one system they have, where they might be a PlayStation centric channel. So that's another thing. So I mean, of course you're gonna say I want to play the game, not the console. And they're saying, okay, since I have the this console already, I'm gonna review it on this console. I don't have that console, so I'm not gonna review it on that console. Or I'm gonna get one code, so I'm playing the console that I'm more familiar with, or whatever the case is.
But I think with this game here, though, it's since Xbox has the the marketing for it. For the bigger sites, it should have been like an Xbox code that
it should have. Right? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that is a problem, and maybe that could change this generation, but who knows, bro? Who knows?
Sean, who knows, bro?
Who knows? Anyway, fuck this. We hit the 2 hour mark. I can't believe it.
Good job.
Good job.
What'd you do last week?
145, and I thought that was a sweet spot. It was 145.
Sweet spot. That's because I was babbling.
Yeah, I was babbling. We actually had some good conversation.
Anyway, bro, man, let's close up, man. Will, what's going on? How you been? What's going on, bro? Where can people find you talking that shit?
Yeah, just talking that shit on Twitter, at the Shoulder Winter, or you could look up Winter Shoulder.
You need to get back on the podcast more consistently, Will.
Well, I used to do a Xbox Uncut, but I've kind of got away from podcasts for a little bit, but I mean, maybe we'll see. Well, I'm always open to you guys, for the invite, so I'm there for you guys,
Yeah, always welcome on TTS.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thanks, man.
Always welcome, man. Hey, Rodimus, when they used to call him, what do you used to call him before?
Oh, Rodimus.
No, I used to call him something stupid before. Artemis, yeah. I don't know why the fuck he used to call you that, but hey, Rodimus, what's going on, bro?
Oh, nothing much. Like again, thanks for the invite. It's been a pleasure to be on the show today. Sean, happy birthday! Like you said, Thursday, your 64th
birthday. Oh man,
happy 64th.
Oh shit,
it's my birthday.
But now you can just find me as the same name on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. So I'm all around. I'm only talking to Optimus Code, challenging him a lot of times on what he thinks. Like that. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you came by, man. Like I said, always welcome. This spot available. Always welcome, bro. Yosu. You just dropped in, bro. You didn't even brush your teeth, bro.
Facts.
You just came in with your dog shit iPhone, didn't brush your teeth, came in like a motherfucker.
Listen, I literally woke up. I went to the DM and I saw the link. I said, "You said 12 p.m." So I said, "Oh, and continue to lay down, or hop on the show." I said, "You know what? Let me hop on the show." I felt like I had to do it. Everybody else be on the show. It wouldn't be right for me to not be on the show. But shit, I'm glad I made it. I actually talked some shit today. I haven't really, we were a little more, cordial on Dirt Show because Dirt, he doesn't want us to be that quote unquote podcast.
Not all the time. It's
Yeah.
okay
Not
sometimes.
all the time. Only some
Yeah.
And not
times.
every week. We bash the ponies every week.
But this podcast is that podcast.
TTS.
Yes. You look what Potion Sword runs at. I can smell your shit from here, Sue.
Oh, man.
Your breath smell like open ass and garlic.
Oh, man, damn. Stop me out.
Yo, Dirt. WBG Mondays, bro. What up? What's the latest?
Hey, man. WBG Monday at 6:30 Eastern Time. We're going to have a great show for you guys. Look, man, I did a video yesterday where I was talking about Uncle Phil Spencer, that interview that he had. So check it out, man. Check out my latest video. I thought it was pretty decent.
It
Anyway.
was a decent video, definitely.
Oh, you watched it? Piece of
I
shit.
watched that shit, yeah. I watched that shit today. I'll give it a dislike.
You motherfucker.
No, definitely, bro. Look, listen, WBG, TTS, we're taking over. This generation is ours, bro. That's what I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
say, bro. We're gonna
And
be
don't
that
forget
type-
off the cuff, every now
off the
and then
cuff, and
we'll,
Dab once again is
Even though off the covers once every 6 months. Yeah, let's do it.
no, but definitely, bro. Look, listen, guys. Yeah, everybody. There's so many great podcasts out there, but I'm telling you guys right now, WBG and TTS is gonna be one of them podcast stars gonna take over. Straight
Right.
up. That's how we do it. That's how we fucking roll. Fuck you all. You ponies can kiss my motherfucking ass. Cry over Kojima. Kojima's gonna be exclusive. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like I said to you, motherfuckers. Let me bring this motherfucker back into the stream. You can listen to us. Like I said to you, motherfuckers, the medium is coming to the PlayStation 5. You best have $50 to pay for that shit. If you don't have $50, you can walk down the street corner and sell your bitch ass and make that $50 for that night and buy the game because it is a good game. It's a decent
I like the
game.
medium a lot, man.
The medium, it deserves to be $50. Don't cheap out. You like to buy your games. We've seen you motherfuckers out there showing your games. This is your Game Pass. This is my Game Pass.
Yep.
Shell out $50 or walk down the street corner.
And shake your ass, sell your ass.
Shake your ass, sell the ass. Pussy.
Support the devs, right? Support the devs.
Motherfuckers. Wanna come and talk that shit? Kojima's is on our side now. I know what you motherfuckers gonna do. You motherfuckers gonna say he's a traitor. He doesn't belong. He did PlayStation dirty. No, PlayStation did him dirty. They didn't want to make. They cut his game off. Look, he's got a director's cut coming out right now. This is the game he wanted to make. He intended to make. Let's see what happens when he releases next year. You motherfuckers.
Hey, Sean's going crazy up in here, man.
No, that's fine, bro.
TTS.
The game narrative is dead. These motherfuckers are saying that Sony won E3. These guys don't even show up, bro. Sony said they're gonna have 100 shows, hundreds of shows last year.
Finesse them.
Bro, they finesse these motherfuckers. We believe in generation. They got finesse.
Finesse them.
Finessed, motherfucker. God of War's gonna be exclusive. No, it's multi-plat. Straight up, bro. This is the shit. No, I'm sorry, I mean there's a cross generation. They're finessing these guys, bro. Straight up, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's that Starfield? How do you like them logos when they said Xbox exclusive?
Oh,
How do you like it when Redfall was saying Xbox exclusive? Big ass fucking capital bold letters.
oh.
How do you like that shit?
Oh, man.
Then you got newspaper trying to talk that shit. Dumb motherfuckers.
Hey, Sean, man. There's I don't know if Jerry Springer is over there in the UK.
Who gives a fuck?
No, I got a point. Like, at the end of every Jerry Springer show, he like sit down and talk, like before the show ends. Every week before the show ends, after the introductions, usually just go on a TTS rant and then end the show. Just like you just did. Just finish the show like this. That was
Good idea.
No, that's awesome, man. It was a great show. Shout out to everybody who came by as well. Hit that like button. Look, MJ Hernandez, bro. He's a guy. He's on Twitter. He always likes our stuff. Potion Sword, like and retweeting. Ray Race, all these guys, man. It's amazing. Shout out to the panel as well. So, guys, peace and love. Just say it for me.
peace and love. Peace and love. Shit.
Oh, man.